Imagine a place on our own planet, more alien than the surface of the moon. It's a realm of eternal night, where the weight of the world presses down with unimaginable force. This is not some distant galaxy, but a chasm hidden beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean. It is honestly a world unto itself, a vertical scar plunging deeper than any mountain is high. Here, in the absolute darkness, silence reigns supreme, broken only by the faint, unseen movements of life that has adapted to the most extreme conditions imaginable. This is the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth, a final frontier that continues to guard its secrets with a crushing, silent vigilance. The very concept of its depth is something that challenges our human perception of scale and possibility. If one were to take Mount Everest, the mightiest peak on our continents, and place it within this trench, its summit would still be submerged by more than a mile of water. The pressure here is over 1,000 times greater than what we experience at sea level. It is a force so immense it would compress a human being to a mere pulp in an instant. So, what is this colossal feature that dominates the floor of the western Pacific Ocean? The Mariana Trench is, in geological terms, a subduction zone. It is a place where two of our planet's great tectonic plates meet in a slow yet immensely powerful collision. Here, the vast Pacific Plate is being forced to dive or subduct beneath the smaller overriding Mariana Plate. This process, which has been occurring for millions of years, has carved a deep crescent-shaped scar into the Earth's crust. This scar is the trench, a geological wound that stretches for more than 1,500 miles and is nearly 70 kilometers wide. Its location places it in a remote corner of the world's largest ocean. It lies to the east of the Mariana Islands, a volcanic archipelago from which it gets its name. Its deepest known point, a small slot-shaped valley at its southern end, is called the Challenger Deep. It is here that the ocean reaches its most profound depth, a staggering 11,000 meters or nearly 7 miles straight down. This is the very bottom of the world, a place further from the sunlit surface than any other. The creation of the trench is a continuous and dynamic process, a testament to the fact that our planet is alive and constantly changing. For most of human history, the true depth of the oceans was a complete mystery. It was only in the mid-19th century, with the pioneering voyage of HMS Challenger, that we began to get our first hints of the extraordinary abyss that lay hidden beneath the waves. In 1875, this British naval vessel conducted the first systematic survey of the world's oceans, using a simple weighted rope to sound the depths. It was during this expedition that a sounding near the Mariana Islands recorded a staggering depth of over 8,000 meters. The Challenger Deep was discovered, and humanity had its first glimpse into the profound darkness of the Hadal Zone. However, it would be nearly a century before anyone would dare to venture there in person. The challenge was immense. To reach the bottom of the Mariana Trench required a vessel capable of withstanding pressures that could crush a conventional submarine like a tin can. The mission fell to the bathyscaphe Trieste, a remarkable deep-sea submersible. On the 23rd of January 1960, two brave men, Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and US Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh, sealed themselves inside its small spherical pressure hull and began their historic descent into the unknown. Their journey would be a slow, careful fall through miles of water. As the Trieste descended, the world outside its thick porthole window transformed. The familiar blue of the ocean gave way to a deep, inky blackness. The temperature plummeted to near freezing. For nearly 5 hours, Piccard and Walsh were suspended in this alien world, their tiny sphere the only point of human existence in the immense, crushing void. Upon reaching the sea floor, at a depth of nearly 11,000 meters, they made a remarkable observation. Through the silt stirred up by their landing, they saw a creature. It was a flatfish, something akin to a sole or a flounder, swimming peacefully in the crushing pressure. This single observation was revolutionary. It proved once and for all that life, complex vertebrate life, could exist at the very bottom of the sea. After just 20 minutes on the floor of the Challenger Deep, the Trieste began its long, slow ascent, returning its crew to the surface world as heroes. The discovery of life in the Challenger Deep was a profound moment for science. It shattered the long-held belief that the deepest parts of the ocean were lifeless voids, too extreme for any organism to survive. Instead, we have come to learn that the Mariana Trench is home to a unique and surprisingly diverse ecosystem. The creatures that live here have developed extraordinary adaptations to cope with a world of total darkness, near-freezing temperatures, and bone-crushing pressure. Life, it seems, is tenacious. It finds a way to flourish even in the most inhospitable corners of our planet. One of the most fundamental challenges for life in the trench is the lack of sunlight. With no light for photosynthesis, the entire ecosystem is based on a different source of energy. Much of the food comes from what is known as marine snow. This is a constant, slow drift of organic material from the upper layers of the ocean, dead plankton, fecal matter, and other detritus that sinks down into the abyss. This gentle rain of nutrients sustains the communities of the deep. To survive the immense pressure, the animals of the Hadal zone have evolved unique biological solutions. Many lack gas-filled spaces in their bodies, like swim bladders, which would be crushed under the immense weight of the water. Their bodies are often gelatinous, with a high water content that allows them to equalize the pressure inside and out. They also possess special proteins and enzymes called piezolytes that protect their cellular structures from being distorted and destroyed by the extreme pressure. The creatures themselves are often strange and otherworldly in their appearance. In the absence of light, many are translucent or pale, lacking any need for pigmentation. Some have developed their own forms of light through bioluminescence, using chemical reactions to create glowing lures. Others have long, delicate feelers or antennae, allowing them to sense vibrations and chemical trails in the water, navigating and hunting by touch and smell alone. It is a world governed by senses far different from our own. Among the most iconic inhabitants of this deep-sea realm is the Mariana snailfish, Pseudoliparus suirae. This small, tadpole-like fish actually holds the record as the deepest living fish ever discovered, having been filmed swimming at depths of over 8,000 meters. It appears, well, surprisingly fragile, with a translucent, scaleless body and no swim bladder. Its ability to withstand such colossal pressures, which would turn the bones of other fish to dust, is honestly a marvel of biology. Deeper still, where even the snailfish cannot venture, we find different forms of life. The seafloor is populated by vast communities of giant amphipods, which are a type of crustacean related to the small sandhoppers we see on our beaches. But here in the trench, they grow to astonishing sizes, reaching up to 30 centimeters in length. These supergiant amphipods are voracious scavengers, swarming over any food that falls to the seabed. Another fascinating group of organisms found here are the xenophyrophores. These are giant single-celled creatures among the largest individual cells known to science. They can grow to be as large as a human fist. They feed by extending a web of protoplasm to trap particles of marine snow. These delicate, enigmatic organisms are incredibly abundant on the floor of the trench, creating complex habitats that provide shelter for other, smaller creatures. The trench is also home to a microbial world of immense importance. The sediment on the seafloor is teeming with bacteria and archaea that are specially adapted to high-pressure environments. These microbes play a crucial role in cycling nutrients in the deep ocean. Some of these microbes are chemosynthetic, meaning they derive their energy not from sunlight or falling organic matter, but from chemical reactions involving minerals in the rocks of the trench floor, offering a glimpse into how life might exist on other worlds. Beyond the creatures we have been able to film and capture, the Mariana Trench is a place of shadows and fleeting glimpses, hinting at life forms that remain largely a mystery. The stories from deep-sea explorers often include sightings of unidentifiable animals, strange shapes that glide past the viewports of submersibles for a moment before disappearing back into the impenetrable darkness. These encounters fuel speculation about what else might be lurking in the abyss, creatures that have so far eluded our cameras and our scientific instruments, phantoms of the deep that exist only in grainy footage and eyewitness accounts. One such mystery is the potential existence of truly giant squid or other large cephalopods in these Hadal depths. While the colossal squid and giant squid are known to inhabit the deep ocean, their maximum depth range is still a subject of debate. There are also the sounds. Hydrophones, sensitive underwater microphones lowered into the trench, have recorded a host of bizarre and unexplained noises. These range from low metallic groans to complex calls that do not match any known marine animal. One such sound, dubbed the Western Pacific biotwang, was a complete mystery for years before it was eventually identified as a previously unknown call of a minke whale. Other sounds, however, remain unidentified, leaving us to wonder about their source. Are they geological processes, or are they the calls of creatures we have yet to discover? These unsolved mysteries are a powerful reminder of how little we truly know about the deepest parts of our own planet. Every expedition to the Mariana Trench brings back new data, new species, and new questions. The abyss does not give up its secrets easily. It is a world that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. The phantoms of the deep may one day be brought into the light of scientific understanding, but for now, they serve as a symbol of the vast, unexplored wilderness that still exists right here on Earth, a wilderness that continues to call to the explorer in all of us. Exploring the Mariana Trench is one of the greatest technological challenges humanity has ever undertaken. The extreme environment demands machines of incredible strength and sophistication. The primary tools for this exploration are deep-sea submersibles, both manned and unmanned. Designing a vehicle that can withstand the crushing pressure at 11,000 meters is a monumental feat of engineering. The pressure is equivalent to having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you. The materials used must be flawless, as even the smallest microscopic crack could lead to a catastrophic implosion. Manned submersibles are built around a central pressure sphere for the pilot. This sphere is typically made from high-strength steel or titanium alloys, with walls many inches thick, and is machined to be almost perfectly spherical to distribute the pressure evenly. Alongside manned vehicles, remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, have become essential tools for deep-sea science. These unmanned robotic submarines are controlled by a crew on a surface ship via a long fibre-optic tether. ROVs can stay at the bottom for days at a time, equipped with powerful lights, cameras, robotic arms for collecting samples, and a wide array of sensors to measure temperature, salinity, and chemical signatures. They are our robotic eyes, hands, and laboratories in the abyss. The challenges extend beyond just pressure. The deep ocean is cold, dark, and corrosive. Navigation is also a major hurdle. GPS does not work underwater, so submersibles must rely on sophisticated sonar and inertial navigation systems to know their position. Every dive into the trench is a complex, high-stakes operation that pushes the boundaries of materials science, robotics, and human ingenuity. It is a testament to our drive to build tools that can take us to the places we cannot go ourselves. The Mariana Trench is far more than just a deep hole in the ocean. It is a unique natural laboratory that holds vital clues to some of the most fundamental processes of our planet. For geologists, it provides an unparalleled opportunity to study the process of subduction. Furthermore, the trench acts as a crucial carbon sink, playing a role in regulating our planet's climate. The constant rain of marine snow carries vast amounts of carbon from the surface ocean down into the deep, where it is consumed by organisms or buried in the sediment. For biologists, the trench is a treasure trove of evolutionary wonders. Studying their unique biochemistry and genetics can have profound implications. Understanding how the proteins of deep-sea creatures resist being crushed by pressure could lead to breakthroughs in biotechnology and medicine. The trench also offers a potential window into the origins of life itself. Some scientists speculate that life on Earth may have begun in deep-sea hydrothermal vents where chemical-rich water erupts from the sea floor. If found, they could provide a glimpse into the kind of environment where the first living cells might have formed, connecting us to the most ancient history of our planet and informing our search for life on other worlds. Despite the historic dives and robotic explorations, The Mariana Trench remains one of the most mysterious and least explored places on Earth. We have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of the floor of our own oceans. The future of trench exploration will undoubtedly rely on new technologies. Autonomous underwater vehicles that can operate for months on their own will allow us to map vast swathes of the abyss. Perhaps one day we will have a permanent cabled observatory on the floor of the Challenger Deep. The drive to explore places like the Mariana Trench is a fundamental part of the human spirit. We are a curious species, driven by a need to understand our world and our place within it. The trench represents the ultimate challenge, a physical manifestation of the unknown. And so the great trench waits. It holds its secrets in a crushing, silent embrace, a final frontier on our own planet. It is a place of wonder, of mystery, and of immense scientific importance. It reminds us that even in the 21st century, our world is still full of unseen wonders and undiscovered life. The call of the abyss is a powerful one, and as long as there is darkness to illuminate and mysteries to solve, humanity will continue to answer that call, venturing ever deeper into the heart of the great, silent, and magnificent ocean.